Hello and welcome all. I am architect Nishitha Joshi and I have brought another session of architecture awareness for all of you. As you all know that THiNC Institute of Design has been hosting these live sessions for you all where we discuss various topics related to Nata 2025. Today also we have brought such an interesting session for you where we will be discussing a very important topic related to Nata 2025. And we have brought some questions exclusively for you where we'll be discussing these questions that have appeared in NATA 2025. We've gathered all these questions after a lot of research with the help of our team, with the help of our students who have written the exam this year. And we've brought these questions exclusively so that we can help you in preparing for this year's NATA. Let me start by introducing myself. I am architect Nishitha Joshi. I'm a conservation architect from India and I work as a heritage professional. I am an alumnus of SPA Bhopal and I take architecture awareness classes at THiNC Institute of Design. We are starting with some new crash batches for NATA in April and May. You have the details on your screen. If you're interested in these batches, you can join. Without wasting any more time, let us start with today's topic and then go straight to discussing the questions that have come in NATA 2025. The topic that we'll be discussing today is famous buildings, and we'll also be discussing about the architects who have worked on these buildings. The first famous building that I want to tell you about is Asian Games Village. So famous buildings and famous architect is a combined topic. Of course, it is very correlated because there are some famous architects whose works have been remarkable and they are considered as famous buildings or monuments. So these two topics go hand in hand, and my suggestion will be when you're preparing for these two topics, prepare them together. Take one architect at a time and try to read about all of their famous works at once so that it becomes more relatable to you and you can also understand the style and pattern of a particular architect and the kind of buildings that they have created. So there is some similarity in the style of each and every building designed by one architect. There can be some differences, but there will be some similarity as well. So this helps you in preparing more effectively because this is a very vast topic and there are so many buildings and so many master architects. So this is a very good way to start with this lengthy topic for NATA preparation. First building is Asian Games Village. When you're preparing about any building, try to look at a few pictures from different angles and different portions of the building because in NATA we have many questions based on images where they will show you the image of any famous building and they'll ask you to identify the building, name the famous architect who has designed it, where is this building located, you have to name the city or the state. Sometimes they ask about what is the building material used in this building. So variety of questions come. And this year, many questions are there on the basis of famous buildings. So Asian Games Village is located in Delhi. It is one of its kind, like first games village that was designed in India after independence. So Asian Games Village were held, or in fact, for that matter, such any such large gaming or sporting event happened in India for the first time after independence in 1982. So this arena or this sports complex was designed to host the Asian Games Village. It was designed in an area called Khas on the remains of Siri Fort, which is a historical fort in Delhi. There were some ruins and remains. So on that land, this particular Asian Games Village was designed. And the architect, the famous architect who designed this village was Raj Rewal. So Raj Rewal is a very famous Indian architect whose works are very exemplary. We get to learn a lot from his works. And he's also very commonly asked about architect in NATA. So every year there is some or the other question related to either him or his works. Some of his building will be asked about. So please prepare the buildings designed by Raj Rewal very nicely. So this is a multi-purpose games village with residence, kitchen, cafeteria, and various sporting arenas as per the standards, international standards, to conduct various sporting events and competitions. Next famous building is Palace of Assembly. You all already know, if you're preparing for NATA, you already know about Le Corbusier and his design of Chandigarh. Le Corbusier was the one who designed the modern city of Chandigarh in independent India. And we have had a long history of well-planned and well-designed cities historically as well. We have scriptures where city planning and town planning has been written about. But after independence, this was the first modern city that was designed in India. That is why it is a landmark project. complex. So along with the town of Chandigarh, Le Corbusier also designed some very important buildings in the city, including the Capitol complex. It is a complex with multiple government and judicial buildings in it, and the Palace of Assembly is one such building designed inside the Capitol complex by Le Corbusier. So Palace of Assembly is the legislative assembly of the region. The Legislative Assembly, Secretariat, High Court, all are part of the Capitol complex, along with the Open Hand Monument. This is basically like a tower or an installation that has an open hand, and that open hand symbolizes the entire idea with which the city of Chandigarh was planned. I'll also show you an image on the left side of your screen, top left, you can see the Palace of Assembly. This is a very landmark building designed by Le Corbusier. And when you look at this building, you can find so many common features which you can see in other projects of Le Corbusier as well. For example, the first and foremost thing that you notice is the color of this building. This building has been made using concrete, and this is exposed concrete. They have not put any paint separately to cover the exposed concrete work. Then you can see various type of shading devices which protect the building from extreme sun heat or light. So you can see horizontal and vertical shading devices in the facade of the building, and the recessed windows, which is another very common feature that you can see in buildings of Le Corbusier. So when you study all of his buildings in India and abroad, you will see similar kind of features. He has designed an apartment building in France. That building also has so many similar features to this one. Next famous building is Lotus Temple. Last year in 2024, there was a question related to Lotus Temple, which asked that what is the cladding material used in the roof of Lotus Temple. So as you can see, it has a very unique roof. This is known as shell roof, and the cladding material used to decorate or beautify this roof is marble. So you can see small pieces of marble have been attached from top in that shell roof to make it look more appealing. It is designed like a lotus. From even if you look at it from the plan, the top view, or from the elevation, the front view, you can realize that this looks like a lotus, and there are some 8 pools under each of these horizontal fins that you can see. There are 8 pools. So from top, it looks like a lotus is sitting on a water body. That is why the name given Lotus Temple, and it is related to Baha'ism. So last year there was another question in a different set of Nata, that to which religion does Lotus Temple belong to? So this is a Baha'i house of worship, and it was designed by Faribor Saba in 1986, and it is also present in Delhi. There is another building which looks quite similar in terms of the roof design to Lotus Temple. Now I want you all to write that answer in the comments. Which is that other building? I'll give you a hint. It is not in India. It is in some other country. So which is that building that looks similar to Lotus Temple with respect to its roof design? So I'll check your answer in the comments in a while. Next famous building is Bharat Bhavan. Bharat Bhavan is present in Bhopal, and it has been designed by the famous Indian architect Charles Correa. Charles Correa is another name, just like Raj Rewal. He is also a very famous architect from India, and he has been very influential in building new age buildings after independence in India. So please read about his works very nicely. Bharat Bhavan is one of my most favorite projects done by him because it is a multi-art center. These are some images of the Bharat Bhavan in Bhopal. You can see it on the left side, and it is very closely situated to the upper lake in Bhopal, which is the largest lake in the city. Most of the building is just restricted to ground floor, but it has multiple halls, exhibition rooms, it has a theater, it has an open amphitheater. So multiple activities and cultural events can go on at the same time. And this is made in exposed brickwork, meaning that there is no plaster on top, there is no paint. They have kept the natural character of that building alive. They have made it with brick, and they have just finished the brick with pointing and some basic work, and it is an exposed brick building. Next famous building is Embassy of Belgium. Again, it is an exposed brickwork building. It is Belgium's diplomatic representation to India. It is present in New Delhi, and it was designed by a famous designer called Satish Gujral. Next is the Brooklyn Bridge. We all know this is present in USA, and it is very commonly seen in pop culture in a lot of shows and movies, Indian movies as well, and Hollywood movies and shows as well. Brooklyn Bridge is very common. It spans over the East River between Manhattan to Brooklyn, and it was one of the longest suspension bridges in the whole world when it was first made. At the time of its opening, it was the world's longest suspension bridge. Suspension bridge is a type of bridge. There are many types of bridges. Suspension bridge actually has suspenders attached with it. Like you can see these cables are there. They are known as suspenders. So they basically keep this bridge intact and they keep it in its place. Next famous building is Tube House. You can see it is a very tiny house. It is a very good example of low cost housing. Tube House was first designed in Ahmedabad, and there was actually a design competition to design low cost housing. In that competition, this design of Tube House won the first prize, and this is made as low cost housing, meaning it is housing for all. Everyone can afford it, and it is a well designed small housing unit. Next famous building is Burj Khalifa. I think this building needs no introduction. In today's time, this is the tallest building, tallest skyscraper in the world. It is present in Dubai and it has a total height of 829.8 meters, and it was designed by a large team headed by Adrian Smith. So please remember these names, remember the important materials that I'm talking to you about. Also remember which city, which state, or which country is the particular building belonging to. Next famous area, a famous structure is Connaught Place. Connaught Place is not a single building, rather a huge complex or a large area which has multiple buildings that look quite similar. This is made in the colonial architecture style and it is present in New Delhi and it belongs to the British era. That is why it is known as colonial style architecture. Here you can see double-storied buildings all colored white and which has many elements of architecture related to European countries, like European styles of architecture can be reflected in this, in the form of the columns, in the form of windows, the arches that are there. And this was designed by Robert Torr Russell. Connaught Place is also known as CP or Rajiv Chowk, and it is present in New Delhi. Next famous monument or building is Petronas Towers, also known as Petronas Twin Towers. I'm sure if you're preparing for Nata, you have seen this image somewhere or the other. This is also a very common building about which it has been asked multiple times in Nata and even JEE paper too. Petronas Twin Towers are present in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, and it is a 170 meter tall building, and it was one of the tallest buildings at the time of its commissioning, the time of its construction, like completion. And very unique feature about this building is that you can go from one tower to another only two ways. Either from the ground floor, you have to get down to the ground floor and then go to the next tower, or there is a connecting bridge on the 40th floor that connects these two towers. So that is a very unique feature about this. At any other level, these two towers are not connected with each other. A very huge team was there behind the construction of this particular building, but some very famous names like of architect Caesar Pillai has been associated with this. So the architect, the main designer of this building is architect Caesar Pillai, and they worked with a large team including Achman Murdijat and DJ Serico, who were influential in creating this building or constructing it. This building has been made in the post-modern style of architecture. Next famous structure is Eiffel Tower. Eiffel Tower, as we all know, is present in Paris. It is in France. And the name of this tower was given after the engineer who had made this tower, known as Gustave Eiffel. So from Gustave Eiffel's surname, this was named as Eiffel Tower. This tower is made in wrought iron and it was not always in this color. The color has changed because of rusting. Initially, it was of slightly a bluish color. And last year in Nata, this question was asked that what is the material used to construct Eiffel Tower? So now you know that the answer is wrought iron. Sometimes in options it is also given steel. If wrought iron is not given, then next right answer will be steel. This tower was built between 1887 to 1889, and earlier it was not liked so much by the French artists, but later on it became a very important tourist spot and started getting a lot of international recognition. Next famous structure is Hiranandani Garden. This is again a township, a large society that is present in Mumbai, and it has been made by the Hiranandani Group, which is a very famous real estate or builders company present in Mumbai. It has penthouses, bungalows, condos, etc. Next is Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium. It is also present in Delhi. Um, Kanchenjunga Apartments. This is another building which has been asked about multiple times in Nata. Kanchenjunga Apartment is a very exemplary, high rated, posh, upmarket apartment building designed by the famous Indian architect Charles Correa. So as I was telling you, Charles Correa is very important to properly prepare about all of his buildings. Kanchenjunga Apartments has 32 luxury apartments, which are of 2 stories each. Each apartment has 2 floors, and it is present in Mumbai. It is a very good example of apartment design because of its features, right kind of openings, inlet of natural light, good air circulation, etc. Next famous building is LIC building. It is present inside Connaught Place, which is a large area in Delhi. And LIC building is the head office of LIC for all over India. And this has also been designed by Charles Correa. This is a very unique building designed at its time in 1986 because it is a great mixture of some natural materials and some man-made or modern age materials. Like there is a mixture of glass, aluminium, steel, and along with that natural stone. So you can see red sandstone has been used in the building facade. So this makes it a very unique building design. Next one is Parliament House. Here I'm talking about the old Parliament House, which is present on one side of Central Vista. So you can see this is made in circular shape, and this year there was a question which asked that what is the shape of the new Parliament building. So new Parliament building has recently been designed and it has recently been inaugurated. It is almost like a triangle, and the new Parliament building is very close to the old one. The old one is also still there. So the new one is triangular in shape, and it has been designed by Bimal Patel or his firm HCP Design. Let's come back to the old Parliament building. This was designed in British era by 2 British architects, Sir Edwin Lutyens and Sir Herbert Baker. It was built between 1921 to 1927, and it has a circular plan. Its design was inspired by Chaucer Yogini Temple, which is present in multiple places in India. Chaucer Yogini is a Devi temple which has circular plan. Next famous building or monument is Rashtrapati Bhavan. A very interesting question came in JEE paper 2 last year about Rashtrapati Bhavan. The question asked, what is that famous Indian monument from whose design the dome of Rashtrapati Bhavan has been inspired? So look closely and nicely at the dome of Rashtrapati Bhavan. This replicates the design of a very ancient and famous Indian monument. Can you name that famous monument in the comments? I'll check it in some time. If you know the answer, write it in comments. What is the famous monument whose design has been an inspiration for the dome of Rashtrapati Bhavan? This is also present in Central Vista in New Delhi, right next to Parliament House, Old Parliament House, and this has also been designed by Edwin Lutyens and Herbert Baker. Next famous building is the World Trade Center. This is the old World Trade Center, which was attacked by terrorists, and now it has been demolished. Now a new World Trade Center building has come up. So there are many other examples. There's Chrysler Building, which is also a very famous building in USA. It can also be seen in many movies and many shows, especially US-based shows. If anyone has seen Gossip Girl, they show this building all the time. So a lot of these buildings are very popular in sitcoms and movies and shows. Next famous building is Sydney Opera House. So a few minutes ago, I asked you a question that what is that famous building whose roof design looks quite similar to Lotus Temple in India? So answer to that is Sydney Opera House. It is a multi-purpose or multi-event performing arts center present in Sydney in Australia. Next famous building is Burj Al Arab. It is a 7-star hotel. It was the first 7-star hotel that was ever built in the world. It is present in Dubai, UAE, and it started in 1999. The architect who designed Burj Al Arab is Tom Wright. Tom Wright is a very famous, very renowned British architect. So next one is the Bucket Building. It is very renowned because of its unique shape and design. This is actually the headquarter of the Longberger Company, which is an American company which manufactures handcrafted maple wood baskets. So this design is very interesting. Next is the UFO House. It is also very famous. It is present in Taipei in Taiwan. I'm showing you some Roman buildings here. The first one is Colosseum. Colosseum is a sporting arena. It is one of the first stadiums of the world. This is known as an amphitheater. It has a circular plan, and at a time it could house 80,000 people. And in the old Roman culture, many combats, battles, and entertainment events, mostly sporting events, used to be conducted in Colosseum. All new modern age stadiums design has been inspired from these old Colosseums. And there are many Colosseums around the world. This is the most famous one, you can say. It belongs to Roman style of architecture. The next building is present in Italy. It is the Leaning Tower of Pisa. It is, it has slightly leaned over the years. It was a straight building, not leaning like this always, but with time it slightly started leaning and then stayed like that forever. So that is why this name was given, the Leaning Tower of Pisa. There are many famous bridges which are oftenly asked about in Nata. Another one is Golden Gate Bridge. Then there is the St. Peter's Basilica, which is a very good example of Gothic style of architecture. It is present in Vatican City. So I have a long list of these buildings, all these monuments, and we study this in much great detail in our regular classes of architecture awareness at THiNC Institute of Design. We learn about all of these buildings in detail, the architects who have designed them, and building materials and all other details related to them. Now, let me just show you some questions which have come in this year's NATA exam, which are related exactly to this topic, which is why I introduced this very important topic to you in today's live session. So let me share my screen again to show you the questions that have come in this year's NATA. So this is the first question. These type of questions are coming a lot in 2025 NATA, where they are just showing you the image of any famous building or any type of building, and they're asking you, where is this building located? So the question was, the given vernacular building belongs to which Indian state? There are four options: Jharkhand, Assam, Madhya Pradesh, West Bengal. Now you have to answer this by looking at the features of this building, because this may or may not be a very famous building. If it is very famous, then you can easily identify it. If not, just look at the features or the elements that are there in this building. For example, in this building, you can see the famous Bangladar roof, which is a very trademark roof style, which can only be found in West Bengal. That is why the answer to this is West Bengal. These are domical roofs, but they have very pointed and edgy corners. Next question is this. The monument belongs to which Indian state? If you look nicely at this building, this is the Panch Mahal, which is present in Fatehpur Sikri. Fatehpur Sikri was the new capital that was designed or commissioned by the Mughal Emperor Akbar. And for 10 years, he shifted his capital from Agra to Fatehpur Sikri. But because of a lot of reasons, especially because of water problems, they vacated Fatehpur Sikri and then they moved back to Agra. So now Fatehpur Sikri is a UNESCO World Heritage Site in India, and it is a ghost town. So no people live here. It is just a heritage site now, and it is present in Fatehpur Sikri, which is present in this Indian state, Uttar Pradesh. There are four options. Uttar Pradesh is the right answer. So be prepared for these type of questions. Next question. According to the material used for construction, one of these is an odd one out. So look at all the four images. First one is the Golden Gate Bridge that I just showed you. Second one is the Eiffel Tower, and there is another bridge. And along with that, there is Leaning Tower of Pisa. So as you can understand, the two bridges and Eiffel Tower, they are all made with metal, except for Leaning Tower of Pisa, which is a very old Romanesque building present in Italy. It is a historic building, which is not made with metal. So odd one out will be Leaning Tower of Pisa. Next question. In which Indian city the famous bazaar is located? When you look at this image, you will get confused because here it is written bazaar, which is an Urdu word for market. It is also commonly used in Hindi. So you have to tell me that in which famous place, famous city, this famous market is located. There are four options, but looking at this particular market, I can easily understand that this is not, definitely not there in Mumbai, Hyderabad, or Kolkata. This is a historic market placed in some historic site. The answer to this is Hampi, and this is the world-renowned Hampi market. Hampi is a town in Karnataka, which was the capital of the great Vijayanagar Empire at a point. And now Hampi is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site in India. UNESCO World Heritage Site is also actually a very important topic that you all need to know and prepare, because many questions come every year related to this particular topic as well. Okay, so this was just a very basic idea on what kind of questions are being asked this year and how and why you have to prepare for this topic. I'll show you another question that I was telling you about a few minutes ago, the question about the shape of um, new Parliament House. So this type of question can also come. Here they ask that what is the shape of the primary shape of the new parliament building. The photo has been added by me. It was not there in the question. The options are circular, square, rectangle, and triangle. So here you can see two buildings are there side by side. The circular one is the old parliament building, which has been inspired by Chaucer Yogini. And on the right, you can find the new parliament building, whose primary shape is a triangle. So these type of questions are being asked a lot this year. And as you know that the exam pattern has changed a little bit, and now we also have NCQ type questions, which means that there are no options for these questions. So for such type of questions, you can easily expect such image based questions where some image can be shown. It can be of a famous building where they might ask you that what is the name of this building, where is it located, who's the architect. Such type of NCQ questions may come. This is just a prediction, but you be well prepared for it. So with that, students, I come to the end of this session for architectural awareness with you. But stay tuned. There are two more sessions planned with you. Now I would like to hand over to Chandu sir, who will be taking your next session. Thanks for joining. And if you have any doubts related to this topic, please let us know in the comments and we'll try to help you. Sir?
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, good evening all. So today we will be discussing two important topics which has been came in previous Nata sessions, and especially we will be discussing clock and calendar based questions today. Okay, clock and calendar based questions as well as techniques, clock and calendar based question techniques we will be discussing today. Okay, so I think my screen is being visible to all. So we can start from very basics of clock. Okay. Clock is familiar to all. So clock questions usually comes like find the angle between the hands of the clock. Okay. That is the common one. Then the next is between the coinciding time. Okay. So for example, we can have a clock. We can have a little bit thick hand. Okay. So hands of the clock. So this is 90-degree angle when the time is like 3 o'clock. Similarly, when the time is 12 o'clock, they will coincide. Okay. At the 12 o'clock, they will be coinciding. And the angle at that time will be equal to 0 degree. Okay. While coinciding, angle will be 0 degree. Similarly, they will be opposite. Okay. Like this. Okay. So at that time, the angle will be 180 degree. At this point, the angle will be 180 degree. Okay. In certain other time, the hands will be at 90 degree. Okay. So all these things are happening in a clock. Okay. So the angle between the hands of a clock is very much important. And we have a formula. Okay. We have a formula for finding angle between the hands of the clock. So over here, theta equal to 11/2m minus 30h. That is a formula we are using over here. Okay. Now we can try a question. So whether it is positive or negative, you are getting, it's not a matter. Just try to solve this and put your response in the chat. The angle between the hands of a clock. Okay. So the angle between the minute hand and the other hand of a clock when the time is 8:30. Okay. When the time is 8:30. So you can directly use the formula over here. Okay. So now we can use a formula. 11 by 2. Angle equal to 11 by 2 m minus 30 h. So here the time is 8:30. This is hour. This is minutes. Okay. So over here, 11 by 2 into 30 minus 30 into 8. So you can take that 30 as common. So it is like 11 by 2 minus 8. So that is 30 into 11 minus 16 by 2. So over here, 30 by 2 you can take as common. So 11 minus 16, that is 15 into minus 5. That is minus 75. You can take it like 75 degrees. That's it. That's enough. Option B is the right answer. Similarly, with this fact, we can do this problem. At what time between 4 and 5 will the hands of a watch coincide? So we want their coinciding time. So what we will do? Just put your response in the chat. I'm looking for your answer. Quick, guys, quick. Okay. For the previous question, Saurav given right. Very good. So try this one. How to try this? I had given the hint earlier. Take the angle like 0 degree because they are coinciding. Okay. So equation is theta equals 11 by 2 m minus 30 h. So value of theta is 0. That is 11 by 2. What is the minute? See, between 4 and 5, the coinciding time will be 4 hours and x minutes. This is the coinciding time between 4 and 5. Okay. The time between 4 and 5 will be starting with 4. That should keep in mind. So we don't know the value of minutes. So we take like x minus 30 into 4. Okay. So the 30 into 4, you can take to here. So 30 into 4 equals 11 by 2x. Okay. So now we only need to find the value of x. So 30 into 4, that is 120. 120 into 2 by 11. That is equal to x. Okay. So 240 by 11 equal to x. So into 20 times. So when it becomes 21 times, it becomes like 231. Okay, 231. So 21 and 9 by 11 seconds. Sorry, minutes. Okay, so the coinciding will be at 4 hours, 21 and 9 by 11 minutes. Okay, so that's it. So if the question comes of like pointing opposite direction, at that moment, instead of this 0, you only need to take it like 180 degree. Okay. Okay. So next, now we can do another problem. So this is for finding angle between the hands of the clock. So now you guys can do it and put it in the chat. I'm looking for your answers. Okay. So angle, we have the formula 11 by 2 m minus 30 h. So here the time is 440. So 11 by 2 into 4 minus 30 into 40. Okay. So we don't know the angle. So over here, you can cancel this. You will get 2 here. So 22 minus 30 into 40. Okay. So that is like 22 minus 1200. So when this comes, we need to what is the largest angle between the hour hand and the minute hand of a clock when the time is 440. Okay. So over here, we just interchange the positions of minutes and hands. So it is 11 by 2 m. So instead of minutes, we should use 40. 11 by 2 into 40 minus 30 into 4. So on cancelling this, we will get 20. Okay, 11 into 20, 220 minus 30 into 4. That is like, so leave this largest angle. What is the angle? That is enough. Okay, so it is like 220 minus 120 equal to 100 because largest angle will be the other one, like 260. Okay, anyway, 100 degree is the angle between the hour hand and the minute hand. So now you guys can solve this question. At what time in minutes between 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock, both the needles will coincide each other? Okay, now you guys can solve. I'm looking for your answers in the chat. Sorry, if it is a larger angle, okay, if it is larger angle, we need to subtract it from 360. So we'll be getting it like 260. Since that is not in the option, I just go for simply angle. Okay. So next, at what time in minutes between 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock, both the hands will coincide each. So important point, we have already discussed the formula. And another thing, at 12 o'clock, the hands of the clock will coincide. Okay. Next coinciding, we expect it is happening on 105. Okay. So we are expecting it like the gap between the coincidings are 65 minutes, but it is not actually like that. 65 and 5 by 11 minutes are taking for coinciding, because if you take the case of 6:30, we are expecting the coinciding will be happening in 6:30, but it is actually not like that, because at 6:30 the hour hand will not be straight towards 6, it will be little bit tilted. It will be between 6 and 7 because our hand also having a movement. Okay, that is why it is happening. So actual time for coinciding between one position to other is 65 and 5 by 11. So the next coinciding will be on 2, 10 and 10 by 11. Next coinciding will be 316 and you need to add 5 by 11 here. So it becomes 4 by 11. Okay. because every time 65 and 5 by 11 minutes will be in between them. So right answer over here, like between 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock, 16 and 4 by 11 minutes past 3 is the right answer. Okay. So I had done this particular one in a different way. Okay. So earlier we had done it like substituting 0 over here in the above equation. Okay. So we can do in this way also. So now we can solve this question related flow. See, actually we are trying to cover all the types of questions you can expect from this area. Okay. Because every time they are coming up with a question from clock and calendar. So now you can solve this. How will you write for 0.14 hours in minutes and seconds? Okay, how will you write? Saurav and others, I want all of you to put your answers here. So 4.14 hours. So 4 hours is fixed. 0.14 hours means 14 by 100 hours. Okay, that is 14 by 100 into 60. 0 and 0 cancel. Okay, so this is like 84 by 10. That is 8.4 minutes. Okay, 8.4 minutes. That is, this option is wrong. This option is wrong. Okay, so 8.4 minutes. 8 minutes, okay. So what is 0.4 minutes? 0.4 minutes. So fine. What is 0.4 minutes? 4 by 10 into 60 seconds. So I just found many students gone wrong in this area. That is why I have stressed this one. 24 seconds. So it is option C. Okay. So be careful while converting time. 4 hours, 8 minutes and 24 seconds. So next question. So the hour hand and the minute hand in a clock are at right angles for the first time after 3 o'clock. At what time? So we have the formula as like earlier. Okay, so the hour hand and the minute hand in a clock are at right angles for the first time after 3 o'clock. So the time will be like, let the time be 3 hours and X minutes. Okay, so at what time? It will be at right angle. We thought that it will be on 3:30, even it is not provided in the option. Okay, so 3:30 we are expecting, but not there. We can obviously remove these two options because 9 o'clock and 4 hours and 37, we don't want them. Okay, because after 3 o'clock, the first one is somewhere near 3:30. We don't know the exact time. So we can use the formula. Theta equals 11 by 2m minus 30h. Theta angle 0 degree. Sorry, question is about 90. So 90 degree. That is equal to 11 by 2. You don't know the m. So x minus hours 30 into 3. Okay. So over here, 90 plus 90 because 30 into 3 is 90. So I took it to the left equals 11 by 2x. So 180 into 2 by 11 equal to x. So 360 by 11 equal to X. Okay. So we are looking for the minutes. So 360 by 11, that is 330 by 11 plus 30 by 11. Okay, I just split it for ease of doing it in mind. So 330 by 11 means 33. Sorry, 30. Okay, 11 into 30 is 330. Next, 30 by 11, 222. Okay, plus 8 by 11. So 32 and 8 by 11. Option D. So 3 hours, 32 and 8 by 11 minutes. So if you convert 8 by 11 minutes, it is like nearly 40, 45, nearly 50 seconds is there. Okay. So that's it. Now we can take the mirror image of clock. Another important thing, and it is arithmetic related, it's a logical related topic. So shown below are reflected images of a wall clock in a mirror. Which one of the options shows time 21:16 correctly? Okay. So this is an old Nata question. So reflected images are shown. Okay. So, but whenever they see the number 21:16, there will be a small rush to show that it is 9:16. And we will go for option A accidentally, but mirror image. Okay. Mirror image of this is asked. Okay, mirror image of this is asked here. So now we can use a technique. Okay, you can directly find the mirror image or you can use a technique like this. Constant minus real time equals reflected time. So here the constant is two constants you can find. Like first one is 2360. If the given time is greater than 11 o'clock. Okay. If the given time is greater than 11 o'clock. And the second constant is 1260. The given time is less than 11 o'clock. Okay. So now constant. In this question, you can take like 21:16. So the constant will be 23:60. So when you subtract 21:16, it becomes 2:44. The correct clock will be showing the time 2:44. So when you come over here, in option B, the time is 2:44. Option C, the time is 3:44. Option D, the time is 3:46. So it's easy. Option B. Saurav. Very good, very good. Okay, Saurav given it right. Fine. So the same, if the time you consider like 9:16, then also you can show. At that time, the constant will be 11:16. Same answer you will be getting. So this is how mirror images of clocks are working. Okay. So for your better understanding, now we can discuss about the coinciding time. So we earlier see that, right, mentioned earlier that coinciding times we had a look earlier. Okay, one word questions you can expect from these. So coinciding, that is a 0 degree between the hands. It is happening 11 times. in 12 hours. Because the first time it is on 12 o'clock, then it is like 1, 5, 5 by 11, then it is on 2, 10, 10 by 11, then it is on 3, 16 and 5 by 11. Okay, sorry, 4 by 11. Because the gap between them is 65 and 5 by 11. The same gap is everywhere. Okay, so this is happening. So that means there will be no coinciding at corresponding to 11:55. Because coinciding corresponding to 11:55 is happening at 12 o'clock. That is why 11 times in 12 hours. That means 22 times in 24 hours. Okay. Similarly, straight line also. Straight line or opposite. That will be better word. Opposite. Opposite also 11 times in 12 hours. Right angle. They are at 90 degree. 22 times in 12 hours. Okay, for the 24 hours, just simply take the double. Okay, just keep these values in mind. Very important value, 65 and 5 by 11. Okay. So next, we can look into some calendar. So calendar, just a few things we need to know. That is the odd day or the reminder day. We can discuss it through this question. 2nd February 1993 is Tuesday. Okay. 2nd February 1993 is Tuesday. Which day of the week will be on 28th February 1993? So over here, February 2nd to February 28th. 26 days. Okay. There are 26 days. So we need to find a reminder day or odd day. Okay. So reminder or odd day. So odd day is the concept. So we need to find that. How to find odd day? Odd day is simply reminder. So for over here, 26 divided by 7. Because important number is 7. Okay, 26 by 7 because every 7 days, the day will be repeating. Okay, if the first of a month is on Monday, 8, after 7 days, it is 8, it is also Monday. 15, it is also Monday. So 26 by 7. Saurav. Okay. So 26 by 7. So 3 times 21, 5. So the remainder is 5. So Tuesday plus 5. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So right answer is Sunday. Okay, right answer is Sunday. So in a month, there are different months like having 28 days. Okay, especially February. So 29 sometimes in February. 31 day month, sorry, 30 day months, 31-day months. So we can find odd days here. Odd day. Okay. So in 28 by 7, remainder is 0. 29 by 7, remainder is 1. 30 by 7, remainder is 2. 31 by 7, remainder is 3. Similarly for the years. Normal year, we will be having 365 days. Sorry. And odd days. When you divide 365 with 7, you will be getting 1. Okay. Next, leap year. 366 days. Odd days will be 2. Okay. So you can keep these values in mind. It will help you to solve upcoming questions. Calendars are very easy. So now you guys can solve this. 31st March 2008 is Wednesday. Which day of the week will be 12th July 2008? Okay, just try this. I want all of you to solve this question. Okay. <coughs> 31st March. So what are the months coming in between? What are the months coming in between? March, April, May, June, July. Okay. So only in July. Okay, in July, we only need to take 12 days. So March, zero days. Okay. And after the March, it is like May. Sorry, April. Okay, how many days are there in April? That is like 30. May, 31. June, 30. Okay. And July, 12. So just take the sum of this and divide it with 7. So you will be getting the odd day. Okay. So now we can take the sum. Total 103. Okay. So total 103. So it is like 103 by 7. Okay, this is one method of doing this. So this is 1, 7, 33, 4 times 28, and the remainder is 5. So Wednesday plus 5 is the answer. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Okay, so Monday is the right answer. Okay. So where is your answer, Saurav? So over here, Monday. Okay. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So one way of this we had done. Next, we can adopt this method. So we have the month and odd day. So if it is a 30-day month, number of odd days, 0 day already 0. If it is 30-day month, the numbers like 2, 31 day, then it is like 3, 30 day, another 2, 12, it is 5. So this is the second method. Okay, it is also similar to the previous one. Okay, sir, fine. So 2 plus 3, 5, 5 plus 2, 7, 7 plus 5, 12. See, we need to find odd day using this also. 12 by 7, 1, 7, 5. Okay, so already we find like 12 divided by 7 is remainder 5. Okay, so right answer, you can take this 5 to here. So Monday, 2 methods. Next thing, if 10th January 2013 is Thursday, then 10th January 2018, which day? So here you can use that 365 thing. Okay, now it's your turn, guys. Do it, do it. I want you guys to solve this. Quick. 10th January 2013 is Thursday. Then solve and put it in the chat. I'm eagerly waiting for your answers. So don't forget about the leap year. So at that time, you'll be having 2 days. Okay, leap year is having 2 reminder days or odd days. Don't forget that fact. Okay, let's do this. So over here, 10th January 2013. Next is 10th January 2014. How many days are in between? 365 days. There is no February 29 in between, so 365. So odd day is 1. Similarly, 10th Jan 2015. 365. Again, reminder 1. 2016. 365 days. Reminder 1. Next is 366 days because February 2016 is having 29 days. So on 2017, between 2016 January 10 and 2017 January 10, there is 366 days. That means 2. Next is the record one, 10th Jan 2018. There are another 365 days between, so on. So now you can take the sum. 2016 is leap year. Okay, how to identify an year is leap year? Take the last 2 digits, it will be a multiple of 4. Okay, so now we can solve 3 plus 3, 6. Thursday plus 6, Wednesday. So here, Saurav and hello given right. So Wednesday. Okay, so multiple of 4. The last 2 digits will be a multiple of 4. If it is centuries like 2000, at that time you should divide with 400 to check that. So this is leap year. But if it is a century, we can't divide with the 400. So this is normal year. Okay, not possible. If divisible by 400 for centuries, leap year possibility is there. Okay, So next. You can do this question. If it is Saturday on January 1, 2000, then January 1, 2001 would have been. Okay. So what you should keep it in mind. Is it a leap year or not? Yes. Between them, how many days? 366 days. Okay. Because 2000 February 29 is falling in between. So 366 days. So you should add 2 days because 366. So Saturday plus 2, that is Sunday, Monday, as like Saurav Gupta commented. Very good, Saurav. So next one. So 5th March of 1999 was Friday. Okay. 5th March of 1999 was Friday. What day of the week was it on 9th March 2000? Okay. 9th March 2000. So first of all, how will you solve this? So we know that 5th March 1999. Okay. That was Friday. Similarly, 9th. Sorry, before that, we need to solve for 5th March. 5th March 2000. So how many days are in between? There are 366 days. Because February 29 is in this gap. Okay. February 29 is in this gap. That is why 366 days. Otherwise, there is no issue. Okay. So 2 days. Friday plus 2. Saturday, Sunday. What we want, 9th March. Okay. 9th March 2000. So how many days are between? 4. So Sunday plus 4. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So Thursday. Saurav and hello given right. Very good. Very good. So Thursday is the right answer. So we need to practice similar questions. Okay. Similar questions. And the next one. Calendar for the year 2008 will be same for which of the following years? See, leap year calendars. Okay. Actually, these options were wrong. So when we can reuse this calendar? Okay, that is what we need to discuss. So 2008. Okay, 2008. 2008 plus 28. That is equal to 2036. Okay, so we can reuse that calendar on 2036. So this is how we can reuse leap year. So you can take like an assignment, you can find for normal year reusability. Okay, so 2008 calendar we can reuse on 2018. Sorry, 2008. After 28 years, we can reuse it on 2036. So similarly, solve as much as calendar problems as well as clock. So I think today we can wind up over here. Thank you all. So admin, now you can take from